And today we are talking about limiting beliefs, and I have a few ladies on today with us to be here, and we're all going to go through this exercise together. So first, we want to identify the limiting belief, and I know there's a few different ways we could do this. One of the ways that you can identify a limiting belief is, what do you think is stopping you? Where do you feel like you're weakest at? And there's a physical test that you can do that Mariah taught, and I actually seen it on another channel. Was you take your fingers and you take your index finger and your thumb together, and your other finger, and you're testing your strength of the connection between your fingers. And what you're doing is you're saying your belief. So I'm a great public speaker, and that is pretty strong now. And you want to have the same amount of force between these two fingers. Because next I'll say I have a great baby dad. No. I don't know. I love my baby's dad. No, that's very weak. So that's one way you can test it, is to see and ask yourself questions. Am I strong? Or you can say the affirmation or say the statement, I am wise, I am strong. And then you would identify where the weaknesses are, and that could be where you maybe need to work on a little bit and get a little stronger in those areas and establish some new ways of thinking about those. So. Am I right about that, Mariah? That's right. Right? Good? Okay.
All right, I unmuted myself.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so if you're, you say your affirmation, and if you break through easily, then that's how you know that you don't really believe it. And then when you do believe it, it's supposed to be more resistance.
Okay.
And if you have a friend, you can do the arm up, where they try to push your arm down test. There's a couple different ways to do it, but if it's just you, then that's a good one.
Because when you believe it and when it's true, you're stronger. But when it's more of a not when it's not true, then you'll be weaker. And that's the whole philosophy behind that. And so once you've established your limiting belief, there are a few things that you could do to rewire your brain. And that's the whole point of doing these exercises right now, is we want to reestablish new connections in our brain and new ways of thinking about it, new feelings of that are attached to those beliefs. We want to completely reestablish new ways of thinking. And there's a few ways to do that. EFT is one of those, where you do EFT tapping. You can look into that. I can post some resources up. Also, the EMDR, which is, Mariah's taught about this. It was it's an eye exercise. I'm not familiar with that one. Or there's this exercise, which I'm not sure what it's called, but it is really cool. So we're going to go through that now. But the whole thing behind limiting beliefs is they came from somewhere. They didn't just pop up in our brain. They didn't just show up. We were told something by somebody. We went through a traumatic experience where we established this belief. And there's emotion that is attached to that experience and that belief that we create. And I believe that what happens is our energy gets trapped. Emotion is energy in motion. And I believe that energy gets trapped inside of us, and we replay it over and over in our brains, whatever this limiting belief is. I'm not smart, I'm not wise, I'm not funny, I'm not a good friend, I'm not this, I'm not that, and we constantly replay that over and over, which traps this energy and doesn't let it flow like it needs to, like a big, flow. And so the goal is to let this energy flow and let it go, and create a new emotion with it. You want to let's see. You want to associate your old limiting belief with a positive, more empowering belief. So that's what we're going to do today. So everybody, I hope you're not driving. If you are, maybe pull over or do this exercise later. But you want to go ahead and get comfortable. And we're going to close our eyes. And Mariah, if I do anything and skip anything, please let me know. But we want to close our eyes and breathe in. And exhale. On the next inhale, we want to think of our happiest moment in our life. Something that brings you joy and pleasure, and where you feel very honored and proud and happy and at peace. Whatever that moment is for you, think about that moment. And for me, my moment is I was with my brother in San Francisco, and I was able to connect my brother and my mom, and it was just us three, and it was the most happiest moment of my life, I feel, besides having my children. But I felt so supported and loved, and it gave me, I felt complete. I felt connected, and all the people that were around me were feeling, and it was joy, and I was very, very centered, and it was very, I was very happy in that moment. So that's the moment that I use today. So as you're inhaling, feel this feeling. And then in your next inhale, feel the feeling of gratitude for this moment, and just being grateful that you were even able to experience it and be in it and know that this is just everything for you, and just be very grateful. And then on your next inhale, I want you to let that feeling of love and the joy that you felt just wash over your whole body. Okay, so now I want you to go ahead and take your hands together and rub them until they get really warm. And you, once they're really warm, you take your right hand over your heart and your left hand over your forehead. And you breathe in the feeling of joy and the amazingness that you are feeling, happiness, peace, love, support. Grateful. Okay. So now you want to take your ankles and cross them over each other. And then stick your hands out in front of you. And whatever, you're going to do the opposite. So if your hand is, your left ankle is over your right foot, then you want to cross your right hand over your left foot. But mine's the other way, so I'm going this way. And then you interlace your fingers. So your thumbs down, put your fingers together. Your thumbs down, interlace your fingers. And if you can, draw your fingers into your heart. I have this written down. So now you remember that feeling that you were feeling, and then you put your tongue to the roof of your mouth and you breathe in. And as you exhale, you say your new empowering beliefs. So whatever your belief is, you would want to say that out loud. Mine is going to be, I am more than enough. I am everything that I need. I have everything that I need. So then you feel that feeling, you put the tongue to the roof of your mouth, you breathe in, and then as you exhale, you say your new beliefs. So I am more than enough. And you do this for 2 minutes. I am more than enough. Got about a minute left. All right. And then as we're going to do this again, and you do it the other, so whatever ankle was crossed over before, you do the opposite. And the same with the hands. I'm not sure why we did this, but we're doing it again. 1 more minute of the same thing. So breathe in through your nose, put the tongue through your mouth, and then exhale and say your new empowering breath. We got about 1 more minute. Remember to feel that feeling of joy and connect to it while you say your new empowering breath. All right. Whew. Well, that was amazing. How does everybody feel? Oh.
I go to sleep.
Oh, then we do this. And then we look through our hands and I didn't get to that part. Oh my gosh. And we say, what do we say?
You say your new empowering belief and how grateful you are. You express gratitude.
I am more than enough.
I am confident. I'm more confident and I'm more blessed.
Whew. Okay, and then so this to be done, we have to reaffirm this and strengthen this belief. This can be done multiple times. I encourage you also to write this down, write your new belief down, journal about it, get it in front of you where you can see it. And then every time you you feel that feeling coming up again, or that belief coming up again, you remind yourself, I am more than enough. I am confident. I have great public speaking, and just remind yourself over and over again. What you're doing is strengthening. But what we just did was we created a new pathway. And so what you're going to be doing from now on is strengthening that pathway. And this could be done for anything in your life, not just a limiting belief, but it could be done. Mariah had referred to, she used it for money. And she's in her new belief was, her empowering belief was, money flows to me fluidly and effortlessly, and that is something that you can do too in all areas. Whatever you want to have happen to you, like I want a new house, or I need a new job, or I need my boss to be nice to me, or whatever it is, you can do this exercise. We will talk more about the EFT tapping. I'm going to learn more about the EMR as well, because those are awesome tools that I know Mom has done. Mom, are you still there? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah. She's also done EFT tapping, and Mariah's taught about this. So I'm going to learn more about those things, because I think they are very useful. And the more that we can strengthen these neural pathways to having a strong, empowering belief system, our lives will change. And not even that they're not great right now, but they'll just become even better. So does anybody have any questions about this at all? Or Mariah, do you have anything to add?
No, it felt really good. The reason you cross opposite hands and legs is it's supposed to align the two hemispheres of your brain. And so that's why I do it one way and then switch to the other way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're doing both sides, that's why you switch to, so you do that's on one side of your brain and it's on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. So, well, great. I hope everybody was able to have some type of value from this call. I just wanted to go over, before we did go, anything that we need to work on. Is there anything anybody needs any help with, or you need any advice, not advice, but you need to work through anything at all? Anybody?
No, I'm just going to keep journaling every day.
That's great. How's that been going for you?
Started a new notebook. So
What?
I'm on my second notebook.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's so good to hear. And that's been something you've been doing now for the whole 24 days almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's about 22 of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Good job. And Mom, are you doing okay? Is there a new, is there anything going on this week that you need help with?
Nope.
No? All right.
I'm going out of town for this week, so it's
go, Mom. Yeah. What are you going out of town for?
I'm going to go carve gourds.